sacrifice speed for correctness in the learning phase, ever. So if they're enthusiastic, I don't sacrifice that. So everything's approximation. So Arna was learning Foos and her butt was out a little bit, but she's happy and I'm paying her. And I know people are like, her butt's out. And I'm like, I don't care about correct right now. It's a young 8-month-old dog. I want exuberance, exuberance. And I'm paying, because I'm paying what? Mood. She's like, this is great. But now 2 weeks later, I want this butt to come in a little bit. That's approximations. Is this better than yesterday? So, approximations on shaping a behavior. Approximations on shaping behaviors would be this. You're sitting in the kennel run with the dumbbell. And she looks at the dumbbell. Click. Food. She takes a step for it. It's not go get it. You know what I mean?
Right, that's what I did with Karma, pretty much. What you
approximations. Right. Is this, you're going in the right direction? To me, that's all of dog training. Is this better than yesterday? Is this less pressure than last week? You know what I mean? So everything's approximations. I think when people start putting too much pressure on a young dog mentally, you get in the conflict zone and the dog starts losing its pathos, its enthusiasm. And then now you're working on what I do in the very beginning. Now you're working on motivation or speed or... So if I'm teaching a fast retrieve, I do what Lasha did. So right when the dog picks up the dumbbell and comes back fast, yes. And I don't even work on the chewing, because once I quiet, I just ruined my pickup and my speed. So I don't even mess with that. So with her, I would say, is her attitude better there than the day before?
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah, so every day, come down to the field, foos around, so this is a great place.
Well, no, she loves the field.
Does that make sense?
Yes. But we never go to that. I never do the wall because she's great on the wall.
But I'm
lazy, so I do the
I do the wall and I do it over there.
Right. I have to. I can see.
Yeah, because this is what I was saying about a mental correction.
I'll just think about it.
So, a mental correction is much, like I said, and this is one thing I was talking about yesterday. I correct my dog in a trial all the time. All the time. Like when people say you can't correct, yes I can. I correct all the time. It's a mental correction. So Lisa wasn't here. The thing that I do yesterday, if ever you see me stop in a trial like this, tick tick, in training, tick tick, I use the E. So a fast stop, I'm going to change your mood. I have you a little too high. We're taking a 2-minute break.
Well, that's fine.
So if ever I stop like this, it's good. So at Nationals, it was a cold day in Ohio. My dog was a little too up. And I'm like, too up. So I stopped like this before the group. And you saw the ears go back a little. I corrected her.
Just by the how you...
Yes, because she is so used to, in training, if ever I stop like that, tick, tick. So it's a mental correction. And the thing I compare it to, you're 15 years old, you have a cracked tooth, you didn't know it was cracked, and you chew on ice, and pain shoots all the way through your jaw into your head. You'll never chew on ice again when you're 60. You know what I mean? You'll hate ice. That's a mental correction. Those stay. And that's why I don't like going too high too fast on jumps. Because if they have a bad experience, I mean, that will stay. If they tear, like the ileosis muscle.
And I just saw if they have a bad experience, that state, like where Karma went back to, is the state she was, but she's improving like legions, like every session, but she went back to where she was pretty much to the beginning, right? Like she went to avoidance, pure avoidance.
This is one thing I think we touched on last time, and I don't know if people do this. My dogs need to be in 3 kinds of shape. I demand 3 kinds of shape that my dogs, because I look at them like an athlete, like you're a UFC fighter, so I need elongated muscle shape, so I treadmill literally 5 times a week. Literally. I mean, my dogs are on that treadmill. I need that for my blind search. So, and then I have barking shape. Barking shape is a whole different type of shape than treadmill shape. So the thing I compare it to, you can have a marathon runner and you stick them in a bar fight, I guarantee they're sucking air in 30 seconds as a whole. And that's guy's in the best shape in his life, but he's not used to this confrontational fight. And then, of course, I need well, and then I need like focus shape, like 600 paces in tracking, or 1200 for FH. So you need to be in focus shape, and that's a whole different. So like you take a college entrance exam, you didn't leave your desk for 6 hours, but you're physically tired, even though you didn't do anything. But your brain is like, I'm done. I have to just chill. So one of the things at a seminar why I have to like take a break for a minute is I can't check out. So I have to. My brain gets very tired. I can't. Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention to your sit. Where sometimes people just come. I can't check out. Oh, what an idiot seminar that was. I have to focus every step and every. So, my dogs need 3 kinds of shape. Anyway, I notice people have some problems with their jumping. I don't think the dog's muscles in shape enough, which means they can start. And I'm not saying that's what happened, with a train horn or whatever. But I notice when dogs...
Yeah, especially since she's been treadmilling 5 days a week for the last 4 weeks. So
yeah, she's in good muscle shape.
So it's, I don't know, she just doesn't seem to want to get over that.
It's mental, and you know what it is?
And a mental...
The Rottweiler has to feel good about the situation.
What do I use then? I go back to survival techniques, so then I go... you saw it with Slayer. Mm-hmm. With the jump, what did I go back to?
Basic
food.
That's where I got the idea to do with
and
Karma.
Food, but I have the plate there. Hup. Mm-hmm. I go back to the food. I go back to something that he understands as foundation. That's where the foundation, however you teach, it is the most important thing because I go back to the foundation, especially under stress. So, like with Truda or Karma, when they have a bad experience, foundation makes them happy again. The example I give, I had the dog. He was not doing well in tracking. He was kind of like screwing around a little bit, so I put force tracking on him. I got onto him for about 2 weeks, and he was down. Mm-hmm. He was down, but he was like, I'm serious now, but his tracking was not happy. So after I got through the force part, I did an article at the end of the track, and guess what I put? 3 pieces of food. Mm-hmm. When he got that, he was like a puppy again. I know this. Because then he could come up with the answer quicker because it was his foundation.
Well, with Karma, I had no idea what her foundation was. But you know what? I didn't have to fix any. Like, I didn't have to... the foundation was, if I could get there, she would advance. You didn't have to reteach the foundation, I guess. Even though
but the foundation has
to... But even though I didn't know what the foundation was.
But if you're taking over a foundation, you have to ask them how. And if it was a shoddy foundation, then you're kind of in a pickle.
No, but if you look at Karma, so whoever did dumbbells, I don't know if it was you or Anya, whoever did the dumbbells did super.
But listen
on
how
the hold because
she will
never drop her
But
dumbbell.
listen how Lisa praises though.
So.
She's much quieter.
Yes, no, you need the hold she has, right?
Yes, but good girly.
Right.
So that's why I said I would do a little less pounding on her and a little less loud, and I'd be a quieter. Because that's her foundation.
When I'm gentle on her mouth just loosens up, and it's like.
But what's worse, a loose mouth or not wanting to go over there? So, you see what I'm saying? So, to me, I go all the way back to that football example.
JC's pretty hard on his dog, and But
that's his foundation.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to do this and I'm actually getting better. Because if they get too sucky, did you ever see that?
No.
So I see that with Cinder.
Yeah, look at her right now.
It's these dogs are different than any I've had.
Look at the pictures of Carmen jumping over that wall with Roger and the thing. She just sailed over it.
Yeah, but she was a different life ago.
Yeah.
Like she.
But I would go back to what makes her feel good. I think that's very important. What makes her feel good?
Toys.
Yeah, toys. Food made her feel good. I don't know what makes my dogs feel good. Aggression, which makes them feel good. So if you have a loading device, so picture like if Karma understood this, if she understood, and you had the whip, down, and she's barking at you. It's impossible. Those are 2 contradictory behaviors. I mean, it's impossible to be barking and be down. It won't happen. And do you guys understand what I mean by contradictory behaviors? Like contradictory behaviors, like 2 of the dogs on the long down in our club, they're kind of noisy dogs. I taught them a head down, a plots of head down. So on their long down, their head's like this. It's impossible to bark with your head on the ground. You know what I mean? So they were very still. And that's how I taught those 2 dogs along down. I don't like seeing this picture.
No.
You know what I hate worse? Ruff, ruff, ruff. That drives me nuts. So head down. So we taught 2 dogs in the club head down. So that's what I mean, contradictory behaviors. You can't do this if you're doing this. If they're loaded into aggression and they're barking at you, it's impossible to pout by that area. It's impossible. So I would teach her barking. Do you guys teach your dogs barking from foos?
Yep.
From an actual foos? That's.
I teach my dogs barking at pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, but not where they're
And I
in front
can-
barking.
I'll get them like in
Yeah.
front, side, just so I can